How much energy do you drain, do you waste on a daily basis doing this? Let me describe it for you. And just think about like your cell phone, for example, or any other device you got. You got a battery, there's a charge on it, you plug it in, you charge it up, and then you're at full battery, and of course then life is good, right? But you are like that. You are a human. Obviously your battery is very rechargeable in a lot of different ways, but you have a certain amount of energy each day. And you can increase it a little bit here and there by getting better sleep or eating right or other things, but you have a certain amount of energy. And I talk to people all day long who are draining their energy. So you could say, well, what drains my energy? Well, maybe if you exercised or focused or worked on something, maybe you say, well, that takes my energy. Maybe, but have you ever worked on something and felt great afterwards? You ever felt more energized after working out than before? So maybe those things don't take our energy. Maybe what actually drains our energy is this: worrying and stressing about what other people think of you and then trying to control what other people think of you. And there's a variety of ways we can try to control what other people think of us. On one level, there's kind of that persona you put up. Well, I'm going to say this and look like that and pretend this and hide that. That's one level, and that is definitely energy draining. Why is that energy draining? Because you have an authentic nature. There's an authentic expression of life that wants to move through you. And when you are doing those things, the posturing and the hiding and the pretending and all that stuff, you are kind of going counter or off the course of that natural flow of the authentic you. And that feels bad. That takes your energy, because the energy that you really have is not just from the food you eat and the sleep you got and all that stuff. What really charges that battery is life force moving through you. Like, what is this gift of life that we have? We're animated, we're alive. And if you've ever been around someone or a pet or an animal, there's this fascinating moment where there's like, they're alive and then they're not. And their body's still there, everything's still there, but that life force is gone and it feels so different. So we have this life force, and the more that you are letting life move through you by being your authentic self, the more energy you got. That's why if people get in the flow, they get in the zone, you've experienced that, at the end of that you have more energy than when you started. So it's not about needing to preserve activity and other things. It's about letting go of that fear of what other people are going to think of you. Now there's a second way that we drain a massive amount of energy based on this fear. It's not just the posturing and the pretending. In fact, this other way drains even more energy. You know why? Because you could be draining energy 24/7. Well, at least maybe 24 hours, maybe hopefully not when you're sleeping, but every moment, every waking moment with this subtle clenching, contraction, and tension inside of you at just the idea that maybe someone might be upset with you or dislike you. Just a background chronic worry. And so, you're making your breakfast and then, what if that meeting doesn't go well? And what if so-and-so thinks that? And you're not even in the meeting yet. You can't even posture or pretend or hide yet. It's hours before or days before. And yet, in that moment, your body's like, and it might be really extreme. You got a lot of anxiety or nervousness or worry or stomach problems because of it, all that. And it might be really subtle. But the subtle still is draining your energy. It's like a hole. Like imagine someone had like a bucket or a gas tank or something and someone just jammed a nail into it and pulled it out and there's this hole and it's just hemorrhaging out the bottom. That's what we're doing all day without noticing it. Now, as soon as you watch this video and as soon as you start to catch it, you're going to be able to plug that hole and remind yourself the truth that who you are is not determined by someone's passing opinion of you. That you are not defined by someone else's thoughts, feelings, or judgments. In fact, you're probably not even defined by your own passing thoughts, feelings, and judgments, right? I mean, one day you think you're great, one day you think you suck. Whatever. It's here I am. This is me. How is authentic life going to move through me today? And then just allow it. Relax and soften around that fear or that concern. See if you can ease into it. Find that party that's tense or frightened and give it some space, give it some attention, give it some love, some self-compassion. I teach this in massive depth in my book, On My Own Side. If you haven't read that one, I highly recommend you go to Amazon.com or go to my website, draziz.com, draziz.com. You can click there, find out about the book. In fact, if you go to the website, or omosbook.com, omosbook.com, there's a 10-day rapid Omos starter program for free. you don't even have to buy the book. But I recommend buying the book because the starter program is designed to kickstart you into being on your own side, but the book is really going to give you the tools to be able to do that. So I hope this serves you. Hope this allows you to experience more freedom, more relief to be you. And until we speak again, may you have the courage to be who you are and to know on a deep level that you're awesome. We'll talk to you soon.